Marxist politicized judge. She's acting normal. Oh, see, to them, normalcy is to follow their marching orders from Central Command. Federal prosecutors have restored to citing case law that Aileen Cannon should know for one major reason. She worked on it herself. This is their big gotcha going, oh, you should know this law. You wrote it. But even still, they will hoist themselves on their own petard. Department of Justice Special Prosecutor Jack Smith fired off a quiet shot across the bow at Cannon in a recent court filing, a filing that seeks to block Trump's latest ploy to morph this criminal case into some kind of wild goose chase against the Biden administration. It's going to work, too. I think if this ever goes to a higher court than these nickel and dime, Jack Smith guys, Trump could have a case. Although the Trump team has already received 1.3 million pages of evidence, the former president's defense lawyers are trying to bolster their clients' conspiracy-laden claims that this investigation is just a White House-led, quote, selective prosecution, unquote. That's the phrase that we're going with, that they're talking about. That's one they're trying to weasel around in this article. Selective prosecution. Selective prosecution. Because it's obvious that Trump is the victim of selective prosecution if there ever was one, right? 5 indictments. They all come after he announces that he's running for president. I think he's got a good case. In search of, quote, political bias, they've asked Cannon to force the Department of Justice to turn over all kinds of documents under the guise of so-called, quote, Brady rules. I'm unclear on what that is, which require the government to disclose exculpatory information to a person charged with a crime. In short, it's a fishing expedition to delay the trial. Well, that's good for us. I'm all for that. And as it happens, Cannon herself worked on a case that established some clear restrictions on the kind of legal deep sea voyage. This article is so poorly written by the Daily Beast that I'm surprised anyone could actually understand it. He's using so much metaphor, trying to just hardcore make a case. I'm like, dude, just give me the facts. Real journalists will go, look, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. This guy's trying to load it up with so much bias to convince you. Okay. Back when she was a federal prosecutor in South Florida, Cannon worked on a case involving a 2015 sting operation that caught 2 men who planned to rob a fake stash house of $1 million of cocaine, showing up with 2 AK-47s in their pickup truck. This guy showed up, it was a sting operation. And they're saying it was selective because the kinds of people that tended to show up, I'll read it so I don't get into trouble, one of them appealed his conviction by claiming he was subject to an unfair, quote, selective prosecution, unquote.